your eyes make the stars look like they're not shining. Your hair falls perfectly without you trying. You're so beautiful, you should say it every day. Oh, you know, I'd never ask you to change. If perfect's what you're searching for, then just stay the same. Don't even bother asking if you look okay. You know I say, when I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. Yeah. The way you are, the way you are, you're amazing, just the way you are. When I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. When you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. The way you are, the way you are, you're amazing, just the way you are. Yeah.
Well, how about that? Good morning. I'm going to let all of you who are over here just in on a little secret. It's warmer over there. Just in case you wanted to move, I'm totally cool with that. Unfortunately, we have two furnaces. The furnace on that side of the building is not working currently, but the furnace over here is working. So if you'd feel more comfortable, you're welcome to move. Where the hot folks are. So welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living here in Toronto. My name is Jonathan Zenz. I'm the spiritual director here, and it's such a joy to have you here this morning. A couple of things I want to make sure you all know about. We do have classes continuing here. On Wednesday nights, we have our Science of Mind 100 series. We're right in the middle of The Spiritual Path is the title of the class, Science of Mind 101. And on October 31st, once this course is over, the next course starts up, Science of Mind 102. Funny how that works. And that class is called The Nature of Effective Prayer. One of the great things about the Science of Mind 100 series is that you can drop in anytime. You're welcome to just join us. If you wanted to just come and check out a class, please do that. If you're looking to get credit, you can get credit for courses, and if you're looking to become a practitioner or something like that. Anyway, if you have questions about that, you can always talk to me and, or any of the practitioners here at our center, because they can tell you what the process is for becoming a practitioner. And some of you may be saying, well, what is a practitioner? Practitioner is someone who has studied this and has become licensed by our organization to be high conscious and on high conscious watch at all times. And they can do prayer work with you, things like that. But ultimately, a practitioner is anyone who practices these principles. That's the truth. You don't have to be licensed. If you're practicing these principles, you are a practitioner. So there you go. On Tuesday nights, we have continuing the Edinburgh Lectures of Thomas Troward. That's Science of Mind 207. Just as a reminder, this week, in honor of Thanksgiving, we will not be meeting this Tuesday. So we'll pick back up a week from this Tuesday, and that's at 7 o'clock right here at the center. Our women's group will be meeting on October 20th at 10 a.m. We have a board of directors meeting on October 24th, and that's right here at this center, and that's at 7:30. It is 7:30 this time because I will be rushing down from the mental muscle meeting to jump right into a board meeting. So be prepared because I'll be really zenned out at that moment. Thursday the 25th? Oh, okay. So Thursday, October, it's a Thursday in October, the 25th. It's just on here as the 24th and on these notes. So that's okay. No worries. Thursday, October 25th. October 28th, we're going to do our next screening of spiritual cinema here. We're going to be doing the film, the Michael Beckwith film, Spiritual Liberation. And I'm really excited. I've never seen the film before, so please join us for that right here. It's going to be after service on Sunday, October 28th. Is it the 28th? Is that Sunday? Okay. And the film starts at 1 o'clock. We start the film at 1 o'clock following service. It's always, what time is the best time to start the film? Because if I finish service at 10 after 12, good luck. Today may actually end up being an early day, just letting you all know. Then sometimes I try and start the film a little bit earlier, but then if people are coming from other locations, I don't know why I'm explaining all this to you. I'm going to shut up now. If you are new to our center, you can sign up and join our mailing list. We'll let you know about all the great things that are happening here. And we do have a Spiritual Mind Treatment request box up front. If you have anything weighing heavily on your heart, fill out the form, put it in there. One of the practitioners or me as a practitioner at this center will do the prayer work for you on your behalf. And your openness and receptivity to the healing being done means that our word, your receptivity means it is done and you are healed. So that's all I'm going to tell you about today on those. Oh, I almost forgot. It's birthday and anniversary Sunday. Oh, my goodness. Those of you who are celebrating a birthday or an anniversary should have been handed a ballot. You should have been asked at the door. If you have not received a ballot, we can still give one to you. And if you are celebrating a birthday or an anniversary during the month of October, fill out your name and fill out a registered charity of your choice, and a 5% of whatever we collect during the offering today will be donated to that registered charity. So we've got a couple people that are filling out more ballots. The other thing that I almost forgot about is next week we have a special musical guest who's going to be joining us. You may recall she was here for my installation ceremony. Karen Mitchell will be here next week and providing musical enlightenment for us, and I'm so excited. She's the woman who wrote In This Moment that I sing all the time. Now I can't think of how it goes. Isn't that funny? Yes, that's right. When I forget, we are one. When I forget the song. She's the woman who wrote that song. She's going to be bringing some other music, and I'm so excited. She's a newly licensed practitioner at the the NoHo Art Center for New Thought, which is where I was trained, and she's just lovely, lovely. So, have we got all our ballots together? Okay, let's sing the song. All right. The birthday song.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to. Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
All right, so do we have it all? All right, who's going to draw? Oh, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Okay, who's it gonna be? Nick is the winner. And the charity that he's chosen is the Common Thread Community Chorus. So, thank you and congratulations. Woohoo! That's very exciting. Love it, love it, love it. So, here we are at the Center for Spiritual Living Toronto, celebrating what? We're celebrating our divinity. We're celebrating our divinity because divinity is all there is. There is one life. That life is God's life. That life is your life. It is my life. We're all sharing in this experience together. And boy, doesn't that feel good. Feels good to me. And that's what I like to come here and discuss on Sundays and celebrate through music and through fellowship and through community. It's really, really, I look forward to Sundays like you don't even know. Sundays is my favorite day of the week. I love it, love it, love it. So it's such a joy to have you here with us today. A couple of things. Who's here for the first time? You're here for the first time? Welcome, welcome. And it's such a joy to have you. Thank you for joining us, bringing your conscious awareness to this place at this time. From Calgary? Oh, you're from Calgary. Do you know the spiritual centers there? Okay. Well, isn't that interesting?
And there's snow in Calgary.
There's snow in Calgary? All right. All right. Well, I'm expecting snow any day here because this is like snow weather in California, which...
Yeah.
Whoa. Oh, okay. But... well, it's a pleasure to have you all here, and I want to say thank you so much for being here today. There is, actually, I'm about to say that there's a gift for you in the bookstore, and I don't even know if that's true. There may be, there may not be. Here's the gift. Here's the gift. The gift is, whether you know it or not, you've come here on purpose and with purpose. Because at every moment of our lives are expressing by means of a belief system that we have operating and in place. And so you are attracted to that which you are attracted to. So with that, everything that happens is happening on purpose and with purpose. And when we start to embody this idea in life, our lives become more fruitful and constructive and flowing and easy. Does that sound good? Does it sound like it would be nice to have an easy life? Well, then let's celebrate that and let's trust and know that that is the truth, that we are having an easy life. One of the ways that we celebrate here is by reading our Declaration of Principles, which we're not going to do today. Because I like to switch it up. We're going to read on the cover of the songbook, on the inside cover of the songbook in that very, very tiny font, right underneath where it says Spiritual Director, Reverend Jonathan Zenz, we're going to read this quote of Ernest Holmes. And I will tell you the brand new songbooks, which are currently being laid out for publication, have everything in a much larger font. So let's read this together. I am happy and complete today and forever. Within me is that which is perfect and complete. It is the spirit of all life, truth, and action. I am happy in the certain knowledge of this inner light. I radiate joy and life, for life is within me now. That's Ernest Holmes from the Science of Mind book. I am happy and complete today and forever. Do you believe it? Yes? Any doubt in your mind? None whatsoever. Aha! Not at this moment, somebody says. Now and forever means in every moment. You are happy and complete now and forever. Now, when you embody this principle, when you embody this idea, that's when your life unfolds gloriously and easily and constructively. So, we're going to work more and more towards the embodiment of these ideas and of these principles. From now? Now, well, yes, from now, right in this moment. Because ultimately, forever doesn't exist. The only thing that exists is this moment. We could get into all of the philosophy of this, and I will in my talk. But before we get to that, we have a special reading that's going to be done today by Leza, and I'm going to invite Leza up to share in the reading. will adjust. If you just stand right here, I will
Thank
adjust
you.
this for you. There you are. Thank you.
It's that time of year again when we pause and give thanks. We gather together and take stock of who and what is important in our lives. What if, however, we could make gratitude a part of our daily experience? What would it look like, and how would it change our world? Thanksgiving is a time to reflect and express gratitude to those who have impacted our lives. There's no time like the present to express gratitude to the people in your life that you're most grateful for. Don't take your blessings for granted. Focus on what you have and the great people in your life. Cultivate an attitude of gratitude. 1. Keep a gratitude journal. Take some time for every day to write down 5 things that you are grateful for that day. Focus on the gifts. Be thankful for the gifts that we receive from others, such as a smile or a kind word, as well as the gifts we offer to other people. Pray for gratitude or for the ability to be grateful. Whether or not you are religious, take the time to sit quietly and think about what you are thankful for. Be grateful for your health. The human body is an amazing machine. Even if you're experiencing health challenges, be thankful for all that yours can do. Keep a visual reminder to be grateful, such as a picture frame with your favorite quote, and surround yourself with grateful people. Commit to practicing gratitude. Make concerted effort to practice gratitude every single day. Let others know you appreciate them. Maintain a positive, grateful attitude. At the end of life, what really matters is not what we bought, but what we built. Not what we got, but what we shared. Not our competence, but our character. And not our success, but our significance. Live a life that matters. Live a life of love. One of my favorite quotes by Randy Pausch, who wrote the last lecture, is, "Showing gratitude is one of the simplest yet most powerful things humans can do for each other." Thanksgiving should be a part of our daily lives, not just only once a year, how it says on the calendar. It's not what we have, but who we have in our life that counts. And my most favorite quote by Michael Jackson: "We should just give a little more attention to the power of love and caring and faith and prayer." And together we say, "And so it is."
So it is.
Happy
Great.
Thanksgiving.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Gratitude. It is, of course, Thanksgiving weekend, and I was going to talk about Thanksgiving later, but it seems appropriate to talk about it now. One of the things that I do try and incorporate into my life is gratitude in every moment. I love Thanksgiving. If you saw my post on the newsletter this week, on the Friday newsletter, Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday of all holidays, and I get to celebrate it twice a year now. But mostly recognizing and understanding that Thanksgiving and gratitude is something that you should embody every single day, not just on one particular day of the year, is really, really it's the gasoline in the engine of how this entire philosophy works. Gratitude makes it run. And gratitude is a flow. Gratitude is a flow. And if you ever stop the flow, then you're stopping the flow to yourself. So give thanks in all things you do. That's really what is paramount for me. So that reading was just lovely. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. So now I'm going to invite you to simply reflect on what you've heard in this moment. I'm going to switch microphones now. And here I am speaking to you
with this microphone. So in this understanding of gratitude, it's important to recognize that you are a blessing. The blessing of life is flowing through you. This is the truth. This is who and what you are. The energy of life demonstrated as you. And so I encourage you right here and right now to simply relax into that understanding. If it's comfortable, if you want to close your eyes, you're welcome to do so. And just simply hear the words. If you want to sing along, if you know the song, it's Blessing to the World. Is there a number?
Number 5.
Number 5, if you want to follow along in your songbook. But really, allow yourself to simply be filled with the energy of this music. Go ahead. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am and all I do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. And so right here in this moment, I recognize the blessing. I understand the blessing. I allow the blessing to be a full embodiment by means of me and by means of every single person here, for I know there is only one power, one energy, one infinite resource for creativity. I know there is only one. Each and every one of us are part of the one, living, breathing, moving, having our being as the one. And in this understanding, I know there is no separation. There is only perfect unity. We share in this together. We allow this to unfold as our lives. And it is in deep gratitude that I simply know this to be so. Allowing, simply allowing. As I release this word, I know it is complete. I let it be so, as together we say, and so it is. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are and all we do is a blessing to the world, to the world, to Practitioner of the day, Helen Nobrega, to do a spiritual mind treatment.
Thanks. Please join me in consciousness. And as I close my eyes and speak these words for everyone joined here today, our community, and all the loved ones that are a part of our lives as well, I speak these words in perfect peace. I connect to the oneness that is life, energy, love, and everywhere. And as God is within me right now, in everyone here today, I say thanks, thanks, thanks. Giving, giving, giving. In the circle of giving and receiving, I am deeply grateful for all the gifts I have received, for all the beauty and grace I see around me, for this wonderful place, this center, this minister, this board, this staff, these volunteers, and everyone present here today. My heart is filled. There is light everywhere. So grateful for everything in my life in this moment. So happy to be alive and healthy and abundant, and the avalanche of gifts that fall into my life. I am truly, deeply grateful. I am free. I release. I am available forevermore. And together we say, and so it is.
I'm grateful for, of course, is our band, our musicians. And you know what's funny? As I was standing here just a few minutes ago, I started thinking, I was so focused on getting the sound mix right today, I never once listened to the lyrics of this song. So I'm going to experience this song today along with you, and I'm hearing it really for the first time. So Pierre Gautreau, Tanis Burnett, Patrick Lee, Rudy Jock, and Brian Forwell, our band. Take it away.
This is a Rascal Flatts song called When the Sand Runs Out. Spent the morning at an old friend's grave, flowers and amazing grace. He was a good man. He spent his whole life spinning his wheels, never knowing how the real thing feels. He never took a chance or took the time to dance. And I stood there thinking as I said goodbye, today's the first day of the rest of my life. I'm gonna stop looking back and start moving on, learn how to face my fears, love with all of my heart, make my mark. I wanna leave something here, go out on a ledge without any net. That's what I'm gonna be about. Yeah, I wanna be running when the sand runs out. 'Cause people do it every day. They promise themselves they're gonna change. I've been there, but I'm changing from the inside out. That was then and this is now. I'm a new man. Yeah, I'm a brand new man. And when they carve my stone, they'll write these words: here lies a man who lived life for all it's worth. I'm gonna stop looking back and start moving on, learn how to face my fears, love with all of my heart, make my mark. I wanna leave something here, go out on a ledge without any net. That's what I'm gonna be about. I wanna be running when the sand runs out. Oh, as the cold wind blows across the graveyard, I think I hear the voice of my old friend whisper in my ear. I'm gonna stop looking back and start moving on, learn how to face my fears, love with all of my heart, make my mark. I wanna leave something here, go out on a ledge without any net. That's what I'm gonna be about. I wanna be running when the sand runs out. I wanna be running when the sand runs
want to be running when the sand runs out. That's a great song. I'm glad I finally heard it. I want to be running when the sand runs out. You know, what I'm struck with on hearing that song for the first time today is this question. What is the purpose of life? It's just a little question. Not much to that, right? But what is the purpose of life? Why are we here? Why are we living life? Celebration. Yeah. Celebration. Celebration of what? A celebration of life. Yeah. Celebration of life. I don't know. I'm just struck with the question. Why are we here? What is the purpose of all of this? To love. To love. You know, I think experience, to be loved, to make a difference, to expand consciousness. Oh, now there's an interesting answer. Whose consciousness? The consciousness. How can you expand something that's already infinite? Just a thought. I'm not saying you're wrong. We can expand our awareness of consciousness, certainly. But why does God... See, here's the big question. If we believe in this philosophy, and this is what we believe in this philosophy, that there's a divine creative source from which all things express. Sounds, you know, heady, and it sounds a little bit like the creative intelligence of the universe has a plan for everything, right? The plan for everything is happening by means of us. We're always at choice whether or not to follow the plan, if there is a plan. I don't think there's a plan. Why does God require us to live its life? These are just questions that I'm posing today. I don't know that I necessarily have the answers. But it does kind of go in line with what I believe. At least I hope it goes in line with what I believe, because if I'm standing up here saying something I don't believe in, you better get me out of here. But what I believe is that it's the love of God. It is the love of this divine energy. It is the actual aspect of love from which all things created spring. And it is love. That's why we're here. We are here to love. We're here to express love. We are here to give love. We are here to take love. We are here to simply experience a sea of love. Feel that. Just feel the energy of the room when you experience, and you can open yourself up right here and right now to this experience of a sea of love. And if you don't feel it, open yourself up. Open yourself up. We talk a lot in this philosophy, and I did this Q&A last week, and it was interesting. It was an interesting, because I like to find out what's going on in your minds. Because, I can stand up here in 52 weeks a year, except for the, Sundays that I do take off or I'm at a conference or something. I can stand up here and tell you what I think. I can tell you what the philosophy teaches, but it doesn't mean anything at all unless you understand it and you're embodying it. And if you're not doing that, then I would ask, why do you keep coming here? Just to feel good? Okay, that's a possibility. But here's the whole point of this philosophy. The entire point of this philosophy is to embody the principles so that you can experience and create a better life. But there's no judgment on what a better life is. I can't tell you what that better life is. Only you know that for yourself. Right? Yes. So today, admittedly, is a little bit of a response to last week's Q&A. Because I realize there's something that I have been doing that has been confused. And that is, I speak up here about the absolute, which is what I'm supposed to do. It's what I was licensed to do as a minister in this philosophy. I speak about the absolute. And what I have not done enough of is talk about its relationship to the relative. its relationship to our lives and the everyday goings-on of our experience in life. What I tend to do is not talk about the practicality of this teaching and how you can change your life. And the reason that I do that, I see you're so excited. But here's part of the reason that I do that. Part of the reason is because I have a tendency to get into teaching mode. And my job up here on a Sunday is really not to teach. That's what Wednesday night and Tuesday night are for. That's what I do in classes. I teach in classes how to really involve yourself in this philosophy so that it is effectively, constructively working for you. On Sundays, I really do purposefully talk about the absolute in more general terms, to uplift and to inspire and to make you feel good. I don't really have an agenda up here to make sure you walk away from here with that one little nugget of the thing you need to know about the science of mind, the philosophy, because you know what? It's a 700-page book, and that would get awfully boring real fast. What I'm here to do is to uplift and inspire. That's what I do on a Sunday. Now, today, we're going to get a little bit more into the nitty-gritty. Today's talk, The Practical Mystic. Today is called The Practical Mystic, because I do want to talk about the practicality of this philosophy. So again, 2 weeks in a row, I'm going to do a little teaching today. First of all, what is a mystic? We believe in this philosophy that mystics exist. But what is a mystic? Does anybody have any thoughts about what a mystic is and how it relates to this philosophy and to this understanding of principle? Yes? A relationship with the absolute and a journey within that relationship. Who's having that relationship? You are. Everyone is having that relationship. So in that regard, and I would say you're absolutely correct, in that regard, we're all mystics. Each and every one of us. Now, there are some people that we recognize, perhaps, as being very clearly mystics. Some people will say Jesus of Nazareth was a mystic. Some people say Moses was a mystic. Some people say the Buddha was a mystic. And they'd all be correct. People say Walt Whitman, Ralph Waldo Emerson, Thomas Troward were mystics. People say Ernest Holmes, the founder of this philosophy, was a mystic. The truth is we are all mystics. It's to what degree are you allowing the divine, that intuitive knower, work through you? Because that is why we recognize some people as being more mystical than others. Because we recognize they're allowing more of the divine to flow through them. They're not stopping the flow. Ernest Holmes writes, a mystic is not a mysterious person. A mystic is not a mysterious person, but one who has a deep inner sense of life. Life with a capital L. We're talking about the life of the divine, which is the only life there is. We're experiencing that life. This person has a deep inner sense of life and unity with the whole. When we talk about unity, we're talking about the understanding there is no separation between any of us. Each and every one of us is part of a whole, complex, perfect, infinite resource. We all have the same resource at our disposal. And we all have it in equal measure. That equal measure is infinite. That's a hard thing to get your mind around sometimes, I think. I have a hard time with it sometimes. To the thought that I have the infinite nature of God at my disposal at all times feels a little bit much. And that's when I can get lost in the absolute idea of, well, if the infinite is at my disposal at all times, well, then I just relax into this knowing, and I zen and zone out. And here I am living my perfect life. And I see bad things happen around me, but I know that it's all perfect and good. Because that's who I am. I am the divine, right here, right now, expressing. Wouldn't that get boring after a little while? I mean, maybe. For some people, it works perfectly. It doesn't work for me. I want to know, how do I create my best life? The practical mystic actively puts to work this understanding. It is active and creative in their life. This inner sense of life and unity is an activity that we are experiencing on this plane of action. So if you're putting it to use, ultimately, you probably want the outcome to be constructive and not destructive, right? That's what I talk about all the time up here. I talk about there's a construct that the law only knows to say, yes, the law is constructive. It simply does. It creates, it grows, it builds. It does not destroy. Now, we can use this law individualized. We are individualized expressions of this source. We can use this law for destructive purposes, things that are not to our highest good. And if you're doing that, oh, I'm so sorry. It's really unfortunate that that's how we feel we need to use this philosophy and this teaching. I don't think any of us actually think that. Nobody, certainly nobody in this room. But here's the truth. There are people out there who are not actively learning about this philosophy and maybe not learning about any other specific philosophy, but the law is working for them regardless of who or what they are or what they believe in. That's what we teach. The law is working no matter what. And if you're using your mind for destructive purposes, gosh, I'm going down a road I really didn't expect today. If you're using your mind for destructive purposes, it is your responsibility to understand that you are now living the life that you've created. Not everybody understands this. Not everybody recognizes this. This is why it is so important for me to stand up here and to have this community, because it is this point. We are the point at which we change the world. We can help everyone come to this deeper understanding of who and what they are and the absolute power that goes with that, because the power is absolute. But we must also understand that it is a responsibility of creation. So, if you're looking for a constructive outcome in the mental work that you're doing, and again, I'm going to go to this teaching thing a little bit. What we teach is everything that is created, this podium, this wall, you, my experience of you, your experience of me, the music, everything that happens on this plane of action in form, we call this form, we call it the relative world, was first created in mind. It was first an idea in the mind of God, and we're all sharing in this mind. This is a really important point, because when I talk about this philosophy in terms of the absolute, and I say to you, and I do say this frequently on a Sunday, change your belief, change your life. It can happen like that. And I tend to want to go to that place of, you know what? Once you've figured it out, go. Change your life. It is up to you. There's nothing I can do unless you accept it, you're receptive to it, and you actually do it. But it is you who must do the work. Because there's nothing outside of you that's going to do it for you. It is your conscious use of mind that changes your life. Now, the reason that this is important, and I tend to talk about it in the absolute on Sundays, I talk about it in the specific and in the relative in class, is because it goes to this thing that came up in class this week, or maybe last week, or maybe 3 weeks ago. Like, all the classes kind of got, mushed up in my brain, and, I never remember when I teach any specific idea. But there's a quote that is so important. And it starts like this. There is no process I'm about to get it all wrong. There is no process of healing. There is no process of healing. I see your confusion, and you're allowed to be confused. And I'm going to Oh, you're having a trouble. Okay, I can't be any louder. Oh, I'm sorry. So every time I turn away, you're having trouble. There is no process of healing, is the quote. That's the start of the quote. But I'm going to focus on that part of the quote. Now, why we say there is no process of healing is because healing is simply a revealing of the truth. And when I talk about truth, I'm talking about truth with a capital T. We're talking about divinity being revealed by means of you. That's healing. Now, this philosophy started off in the idea that healing, that it started off in the idea of physical healing, healing of disease, healing of ailments of the body. That's how this philosophy really started. But then we start to recognize that healing is all things. Healing is an understanding of your abundance with the universe, and that when you are not in sync with that, things may fall apart. You may experience being poor. But you can heal the experience of being poor by understanding and recognizing and revealing the truth. That's healing. Remember, I said healing is a revealing of the truth. Revealing the truth that you are the expression of abundance because you are the divine. So there's the absolute. There is no process of healing. No process of healing. Because once you reveal the truth, it's a done deal. That's it. It simply demonstrates in form instantaneously. The mind heals. The mind heals when the embodiment of a mental attitude is so convinced of its own idea, which so completely accepts it that any contradiction is impossible. I'm going to read that again. That's another quote from Ernest Holmes. The mind heals when the embodiment of a mental attitude which is so convinced of its own idea, which so completely accepts it that contradiction is impossible. That's healing. That is healing. When you come to that understanding, and this is when I talk about belief all the time. When you embody the belief, then no contradiction is possible. Contradiction is impossible when you embody belief. But it works both ways. What belief are you embodying? Because we can embody the belief that we are less than. We can embody that belief, and you know what? If no contradiction is possible, then that's exactly the experience you're going to have. So the practicality of this is to start to embody the beliefs which are constructive in your life. And when you embody the belief, when no contradiction is possible, you are healed of whatever thing you were experiencing. You are healed. But it's up to you to understand that the revelation of divinity within you is always happening no matter what. No matter what, it's always happening by means of you. So I go back. There is no process of healing. If I continue that quote, he continues, there is generally a process in healing. In healing. There is a process in healing. Now, the difference between of healing and in healing is once your mind is made up, there's no process. I keep going back between the Canadian and the U.S., don't I? Process, whatever. Whatever comes out of my mouth is perfect. There is no process of healing. There is a process in healing. The process in healing is the time and the effort we undergo in our realization of the truth. It's the work we do leading up to embodying the new belief. That's the process in healing. And we're all engaged in that. Now, if you were here last week, I was talking more about the process of healing and less about the process in healing. And I kept, we had this little moment where I kept saying, there is no, like, once it's decided, once it's done, then it's done. You don't have to, I can't even reflect on it. But here's where we were missing each other. I so wish she was here today. She was talking about the process in healing. I was talking about the process of healing. If you require the time and the effort that is necessary to heal in this world of form by reflection, by coming to a deeper understanding of what it is that has gone awry for you, so that you can then identify what the spiritual truth is behind that and start to embody that belief, absolutely, yes, 100%, do that. This is what we do. Do you think that I sit there, people who have taken mental muscle, this is the process of mental muscle. Mental muscle is a process in healing. When we sit around in that circle, the 10 of us, I don't sit there and say, everything is great, everything is grand. Life is really great, isn't it? Because I've got 10 people who are saying to me, this part of my life sucks. How do I fix it? And I lead them in this process to understand what is the belief behind the attitude. What is the belief that is working underneath? Because when you change that belief, then your life changes. But if you can't recognize the belief that's going on, then your life will continue on as it has been, because the belief is so deeply ingrained. The mind so completely accepts it that any contradiction is impossible. Once you realize that your beliefs create your life, then do the process of figuring out what beliefs are not supporting you. There are tools that we use within this philosophy to do that. We go to workshops, we go to classes, we go to seminars, right? All the workshops and classes and seminars combined in the world, if you went to a workshop or a seminar or class every single day, it would not change a darn thing for you until you come to understand that it is your responsibility to get in there and do the work. One of the classes, well, I've talked about mental muscle, but one of the classes that we have going on right now, the Science of Mind 100 series. The Science of Mind 100 series, it teaches one thing and one thing only. And you're going to say, why do we study this for 32 weeks? The Science of Mind 100 series teaches spiritual mind treatment. That's it. That's really all we teach. Now, we get into a little bit of the history, we get into the development, we get into the process, we get into what the steps of treatment are. But it's really the only thing that we're teaching in Science of Mind 100 is treatment. Now, for those of you who are here for the first time, may not be familiar with this philosophy, treatment is prayer. Affirmative prayer. But we do it we teach it in a specific, constructive, positive way so that your outcome is assured. That's what spiritual mind treatment is. It is not praying to something outside of ourselves, because we're not supplicating or begging for something to be brought to us. We are praying to embody the understanding that that which we require is already within us. And when we accept the belief so thoroughly that no contradiction is possible, then it shows up in our experience in the world of form, in the relative world. In this entire philosophy, there are three spiritual tools, three basic spiritual tools which we really, really use. One of them is meditation. Meditation. Meditation is reflection. Oh, wonderful. I'm so glad. Meditation is reflection. But here's the issue To change the belief, you must go beyond the reflection. Once you have reflected and you recognize the belief that needs to be changed, then it is an active thing you must do to change the belief. Part of, I think, what happens with some people is they get into this reflection, and I'm not saying that this is what she does, because we had a discussion after service. I know this is not what she does. I know, I'm talking about one person like she's... I apologize. Because I want everyone to understand this. If you are simply reflecting on the things that are going wrong, but you are not actively doing anything to change them, you will continue to create the things that are going wrong. It is up to you to take an active role in participating in changing your life. Part of what I see happening is that people get into this reflective mode, and it becomes morbid reflection of all the things that suck in life. And when you are experiencing that, you're creating more of that. When are you going to stop? When are you going to become the practical mystic? Stop, change your mind, change the belief. Your life will go in a new direction. It can't not. You know why it can't not? Because the law does not care what you put into it. It simply creates. It simply does. It simply says yes. So if you morbidly reflect on the things that are going wrong, what is the law saying? Yes. Great. You want that? I'll give you more of that. When we change our mind, we change our life. So meditation is a very important tool because meditation can help you embody the understanding of your divinity. That's what I try to do in meditation. I can reflect on the things and usually will come to an answer. But when I get that answer, boy, I better act on it. The other thing that we teach is affirmation. Affirmation. Once you have reflected and you know what needs to be changed, then you start to make positive, affirming statements in everything you do. Now, I'm trying to come up with one. My life unfolds perfectly at all times, no matter what. That's an affirmation. Now, many people are going through lives with affirmations that are akin to this. God, my life sucks. Now, I call that an affirmation because you are affirming into the law an idea. You are upholding that idea in mind. God, my life sucks. Well, yeah, and as long as you keep affirming that, it's going to continue to suck. You know, it's funny, we do affirmative statements. We do, I mean, obviously, I try and make everything I say up here an affirmative statement that will uplift you. One of the things we don't engage in the practice of is doing affirmations as a group. And I may actually start doing that. I've done it a couple times at a couple services. I may actually start incorporating that. Just as a matter of practice, to get you into the practice of understanding that you can, at any point in your day, stop, step back, and say, God's life is my life. I am living the best life right here, right now. You have this at your disposal at all times. Spiritual mind treatment is the other thing we teach. This is the biggie, because it incorporates meditation. It incorporates that which we are trying to understand in meditation. It incorporates affirmation. It also incorporates gratitude. It incorporates an understanding that when you are filled with gratitude, your life unfolds easily because you've been given a gift, and be thankful for the gift. It also incorporates letting go, releasing any attachment to what the outcome should look like, and opening up to the understanding that the divine simply unfolds exactly as it needs to. It's our human ego that gets in the way. Our human ego gets in the way and makes us believe that we know the best outcome. in that I can't even do it anymore. Because I was about to say, I want a yellow Porsche, but I don't. But there are people who may have a very specific idea in mind of what's going to make them happy. Why not let the divine work through you to bring into your experience that which may make you happy? It might be the yellow Porsche. Might be something better that you can't even comprehend right now. You know why you can't comprehend it right now in this moment? Because God is infinite. Can you comprehend the infinity of God? So I always try and leave room in spiritual mind treatment for the more, for something that I haven't even thought of. Because when I do that, bring it on, God, bring it on. I am ready, and I am open, and I am available to having the experience. Now, meditation, affirmation, spiritual mind treatment, these are simply techniques. Here's one of the most important things that I will teach you ever. And I learned it in acting class. Technique is anything that works. Technique is anything that works. If spiritual mind treatment doesn't work for you, find what does. If meditation doesn't work for you, and I know a lot of people who are like, oh, I can't do meditation, right? If it doesn't work for you, find what does to bring you to that understanding of your unity with the divine and as the divine. If affirmations don't work for you, don't say them. Just understand you might be saying them and not even realizing you're doing it. So there was a... So when we reflect on things, we see the clues in the conditions of our life to what's been going on in our mind. There's a great story. I don't know if I've told it during a Sunday service. If I have, I'm repeating myself, and I do that a lot. If we understand that there is a process in healing, but there is no process of healing. See, I used two different pronunciations there. If there's a process in healing but no process of healing, what choice are you going to make when you recognize what's going on? So the story I'm going to tell, Dr. Frank Richelieu is a very, very, very well-respected member of the Centers for Spiritual Living Community. He is a minister. He was the spiritual director at the Redondo Beach Center. And he was the president of the organization for a while. He told a story a couple of years ago. It was at the Chicago conference that has always stuck with me because I thought, that's it. That's it. He was experiencing a head cold. How many of us have experienced a head cold? Uh-huh. He's experiencing a head cold. And he's suffering through it, and he's got this box of Kleenex, and he blows his nose, and he's pounding head, and he talks about he was telling the story about how he was at the Founders Church of Religious Science, which is now the Founders Center for Spiritual Living, same building, which is where Ernest Holmes' ministry, he built that church. It's in Los Angeles. He was the one who broke ground. It's the first Church of Religious Science, basically, and if you go on their we've got the charter on our wall out in the lobby. Our charter is like 200, 300, 400 or something like that. Their charter is number 1. Ernest Holmes was in his office at the Founders Center, and Frank Richelieu is walking by his open office door, walking down the hall, with a box of Kleenex, and he blows his nose, and all he hears from inside the office, in Ernest Holmes' wonderful little voice, is it gonna be one Kleenex or the whole box? Do you get the importance of that? You are at choice. You're at choice. when I really understood and embodied that principle, I've not been sick. I have not experienced a head cold in 5 or 6 years that I can remember. You're at choice. When you embody the new belief so deeply that it cannot be denied in your own mind, your life unfolds accordingly. So how do you move forward? How do you move forward? How do you construct your life? That's the big question today. Is it going to be one Kleenex or the whole box? The choice is up to you. The choice is up to you. I love looking out and seeing all of your beautiful, beautiful faces. I am so grateful for you. I so love you, and I so, so appreciate your attention. Namaste.
Can I share a quick 2-minute story about affirmation?
Sure,
That
I was
just
trying
happened?
to finish service early today, but
No, okay. We were in Chicago last week. Thursday was a really hot day, so we're getting ready to leave the B&B in the morning. We both grabbed white. And Pierre said, we're both wearing white. Is that okay? And I went, who cares what we're wearing? We're both wearing white. It's hot. So we're doing the lake shore. It's really hot. We stopped at the public bathroom, or like miles from our B&B. And we stopped to use the bathroom. And I sit outside of the bathroom, and I pull out the maps and everything to see where we're going. Don't realize it, I pull my wallet out. All every single credit card, cash, thank God passports weren't in it, but all my stuff in the wallet. Don't notice. So Pierre and I are like, okay, we're gonna go catch the bus, and we're trudging along, and we're passing lots of people, and there's this one woman who walks by pushing a stroller, and I see her, and just on my mind, I go, oh man, she reminds me of Jane. Boom, gone, thought's gone. But another block later, I get this very clear, check for your wallet. Just, so I went, Pierre, and I'm digging, I went, Pierre, my wallet's gone. So he goes, where would you like to retrace your steps? I went, I went, you must have dropped it at the bathroom. So he goes tearing back 2 blocks, and I start to go to the panic place. Oh my God, okay, gonna have to go back to the B&B, it's gonna wreck our day, blah, 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 blah. Gotta phone all the credit card, and then I went, stop. And I went, it is all unfolding perfectly. It is beautiful. This is all happening in divine right order. And I just felt this, and I looked over and I saw Pierre go,
Just like that.
the woman, there was somebody at the park who saw us sitting there. The woman I passed, that I went, she looks like Jane, walked up. They noticed the wallet, and the one person said, there were 2 people in white. So she picked up the wallet and she said, I'm going to stay here until those people come back. And that all took place in literally 5 minutes. It was like, yeah, of course, perfect. Credit cards there, money there, everything. So if anybody is watching in Chicago, you have phenomenal citizens. I am so happy, so proud, but it was such a profound, okay, it's good. Letting it go. And it all unfolded brilliantly. So there you go. Thank you.
great. That's fantastic.
And wearing my dress. After Labor Day.
So brilliant. So brilliant. This is the power of your mind. She's demonstrating a principle. Right? You all can demonstrate. You're all demonstrating the same principle, whether you know it or not. It's just how are you using it. Today, right in this moment, I use it in gratitude. I allow myself to be filled with gratitude. You know, Meister Eckhart wrote, if the only prayer you ever said in your entire life was thank you, that would be enough. And it's the truth. I am so grateful for this community. I'm so grateful for the work that we are doing in the greater community, and we're going to continue to grow and expand into this world. whatever you give today, this is our time of offering, just in case anybody wasn't sure. Whatever you give today, please give from the heart. And please understand that I don't want gifts that are given out of a sense of obligation. What you give supports this center, it supports this message, and it supports our greater work in the world. And so I say thank you for that. And so we're going to celebrate this with a different song today.
Yes.
In this position. We're going to sing Infinite Love, which is number 3 in your songbook. So as the baskets go around, please celebrate this understanding of a principle of giving and receiving by standing and singing your hearts out. And I'm going to put my popsicle stick in the basket as it comes about.
Infinite love flow through me. Infinite love flow through me. Infinite love flow through me. Help me to be all I can be. Infinite peace flow through me. Infinite peace flow through me. Infinite peace flow through me. Help me to be all I can be. Infinite joy flow through me. Infinite joy flow through me. Infinite joy flow through me. Help me to be all I can be. Infinite power flow through me. Infinite power flow through me. Infinite power flow through me. Help me to be all I can be.
And there you have it. And so I'll invite Helen to Nobrega to do a blessing over the offering.
Thank you, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. Please join me as we focus our attention here in this moment, this divine light of which we are a part of and an expression of each one of us. And so with a deep and grateful and humble heart, I thank life for providing, for giving us more than enough, for all the abundant gifts in all their forms, in ideas, in people, in opportunities, in money, in prosperity, in all its forms. We are truly living opulently. And so with this deep sense of gratitude and grace, I release, I let go. Please join me in saying, and so it is.
So it is in that continued expression of gratitude that I want to thank everyone who helped make today happen. Lorna and Margaret Ann set up today. Judy was our greeter. So lovely. And thank you for passing out. You passed out, did you pass out the ballots? Oh, Susan, thank you for passing out the ballots as people came in. We're going to try and make that the new paradigm. So if you are celebrating a birthday in a particular month, and it's the first Sunday of the month, pick up your ballot as you're coming in. Doesn't that make sense? So that's the new paradigm. Leza, thank you so much for your reading. It was really, really spot on, perfect today. In the bookstore, Lorna, and I'm so grateful to, you should really, if you just breeze by our bookstore, you should really check it out. We've got some lovely, lovely things in there. Also, so I'm going to let everybody know now. So they stopped publishing the leather-bound Science of Mind. And I found out why they stopped publishing the leather-bound Science of Mind. Because they were working on a new edition of the leather-bound Science of Mind, which is going to be released this month. If you are interested in a leather-bound copy of the book, we can special order it for you. We are not going to carry them in stock in our bookstore, but we can special order. We don't do a lot of special ordering, but this in particular, I'm making an exception to do a special order for the leather-bound Science of Mind. And it's beautiful because it has the entire Science of Mind. It has a concordance in it as well, and the new edition is going to have a foreword by Ken Gordon, Dr. Ken Gordon, who is the spiritual leader of the Centers for Spiritual Living. as I like to call him, the Pope of Science of Mind. I hope he watches that someday. Actually, I know he has ministerial students who do watch our service, and I'm going to do a shout out to all of them because they're all going through the process I went through a few years ago of watching services and writing reports, and today should be interesting. Our board members today, Margaret Ann and Susan, and I'm so grateful to them. I'm so grateful to our entire board for what they do for this center and the way they serve. Hi, Lou and Linda were on the camera today. Nick up in the sound booth, thank you so much. I want to thank Mahala and Cheryl. They're downstairs with the kids right now, with Dynamic Kids. I want to thank the band. Pierre, Tanis, Rudy, and Brian, and Patrick. And again, I'm just going to remind everybody that Karen Mitchell will be our special musical guest next weekend. So please don't miss that. And please join us and bring friends, because we're always looking to have more people here. So with that, and in this recognition of gratitude, the reason that we enjoy and express gratitude, all right, I'm switching mics now. The reason we express gratitude is because we recognize a gift that's been given. And this gift is given from only one source. And it's not given to us, it is given through us. That's the truth. We are living the life of the divine, each and every one of us. And the more we embody that, the more we understand this embodiment, the more our lives unfold easily and effortlessly with great brilliance. And so I celebrate that right now with this beautiful song of Donna Michael. The understanding that I am always upheld by this divine source. Every single one of us is always upheld by this divine source. This is the truth, and I simply let it unfold. And it's unfolding right here and right now. I'm held in love, I'm held in peace. God is holding me. With every breath, with every step, God is holding me. I'm held in love, I'm held in peace. God is holding me. With every breath, with every step, God is holding me. 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 And right now, I understand and embody this sense of gratitude for all the gifts that are given. I embody gratitude, and let this be the core of my entire being. I embody gratitude and know that my life unfolds perfectly at all times. And I trust that this is the truth for every single one of us, for we are all moving, living, breathing, having our being as this divine energy, each of us uniquely individualizing this one spirit. So I give over to perfect choice, knowing that each of us is at choice. I trust and know that every single one of us is making the perfect choices for our lives. And these choices expand and grow. And so in this deep conscious awareness, I simply let it go. I let it be so. I know it is so, as together we say, and so it is.
with every step. God is holding me. 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 God is holding me.
And so it is. All right, let's take this energy of love, and let's celebrate that with our final song today, Watching the River Run, which is number
20.
20 in your songbooks.
1, 2, 3, 2, 3. If you've been thinking you're all that you've got, but don't feel alone anymore. 'Cause when we're together and you've got a lot, 'cause I am the river and you are the shore. And it goes on and on, watching the river run, further and further from things that we've done, leaving them one by one, and we have just begun, watching the river run, listening and learning and yearning, run, river, run. Winding and swirling and dancing along, we pass by the old willow tree, where old friends embrace as we sing them our song, rejoicing together as we greet the sea. And it goes on and on, watching the river run, further and further from things that we've done, leaving them one by one, and we have just begun, watching the river run, listening and learning and yearning, run, river, run. And it goes on and on, watching the river run, further and further from things that we've done, leaving them one by one, and we have just begun, watching the river run, listening and learning and yearning, run, river, run, listening and learning and yearning to run, river,
Have a great week, everyone.